we have a number of senior volunteers at King's, and they're people who will go out and ask for gifts and bring in new people on our behalf. And we've got a campaign board, and we've got a development committee, and we've got volunteers who work in particular areas to help introduce us to people, and we manage the relationship with those people very carefully. So for instance, the chair of our campaign, Sir John Major, it's important that I, as development director, have a close relationship with him. It's me that briefs him ahead of meetings and that follows up on actions that he's been doing on our behalf. It's me that will go to meetings with him. He also, of course, because of who he is and how important he is to us, has a relationship with the Vice-Chancellor, the Principal of King's, and other senior staff and other members of the volunteer board. But I think it's really important in these cases where volunteers are working for development that the development director or senior members of the development team have close relationships with those people in order to keep the relationship on the track which it's supposed to be on. Because I think you can find in situations where the development office steps out of those relationships, that actually people become friends of the institution more broadly and perhaps lose their focus on income generation, which, after all, from our point of view, is the primary purpose of their engagement. So it's an area we tread very carefully in, and we treat them, I mean, they are all donors, but we treat them as though they are our biggest donors at any moment. So they are managed in the same way that a big donor is managed. So they have, if you like, an accounts worker, or we call them a canvasser within the team, who is their main point of contact. They often, if they're a very senior volunteer, would have a secondary canvasser, so they might have me as the first person that they know the best. They might have one of my senior team who also they know and who works with them, and that they would have relationships within the organisation, so that they might have influencer relationships with a vice principal or a dean of a particular school, because that's an area where they're interested in. But all communications with those people, down to receiving the annual newsletter, the newsletter through to a direct mail bill, anything they get would have to be vetted by the primary canvasser exactly as it would be by a donor, and they're often personalised, so that helps build the relationship.